Hi everyone, I'm Abbie Stark, a trainee clinical psychologist at Cardiff University, and I'm leading a study looking at how a self-help intervention, so by that I mean self-help booklets, might help people with pulmonary hypertension who experience depression or low mood. So when I say depression, that's used to describe a variety of symptoms or difficult experiences like low mood, feelings of hopelessness, negative thoughts about yourself or others, loss of interest, and tiredness. And research into pulmonary hypertension and depression is really important, with many studies showing that people with pulmonary hypertension are at an increased risk of experiencing symptoms of depression. So if you feel that this is you, then you definitely aren't alone. Because, for example, if we ask 10 people with pulmonary hypertension at random, research suggests that almost 6 of them would report some symptoms of depression or low mood. From a similar research project aimed at helping adults with pulmonary hypertension live better with anxiety. Now, you might have heard of this study previously, where the results showed that people found the intervention helpful as the self-help booklets were specific to the experiences and challenges that people with pulmonary hypertension can experience, which really made this study unique and important because it was the first self-help study for anxiety in adults with pulmonary hypertension. And those self-help booklets are now freely available to all, including you, due to the positive results from the study. So these results from the anxiety study inspired this current study on depression, as we've developed self-help booklets that focus specifically on depression in pulmonary hypertension, and we're hoping that they'll be equally as helpful. If so, then the self-help booklets will be made freely available to everyone as a result of this research project. So, as I said, the self-help booklets have been developed specifically for adults with pulmonary hypertension who are experiencing difficulties with depression or low mood. Now, you wouldn't need a formal diagnosis of depression to take part. It's about if you feel like you are having difficulties with depression or low mood. So the self-help booklets are based on a type of psychological treatment called cognitive behavioural therapy, so CBT for short. Now, CBT looks at the way people think, what they do, and how this affects their mood. And it involves making changes to thoughts and behaviours. And CBT can help people develop more helpful ways of coping with depression and is one of the most effective therapies for depression. So the self-help booklets will be in paper form if you're based in the UK. If you aren't, then there's an online version available. And there's 4 booklets that you'll work through weekly in your own time and at home. And the study will test whether these booklets are helpful in reducing depression in people with pulmonary hypertension. So if you would like to take part, you'd be completing a series of questions asking about whether you're experiencing any difficulties such as depression, anxiety, fatigue, pain, that sort of thing. And you'll be allocated at random to one of 2 groups. So group 1 will receive the self-help booklets, and group 2 will be in something called the waitlist group. So this group will receive the booklets at a later date if they're found to be helpful. So it's really important that we have 2 groups because this allows us to see whether any benefits associated with taking part in the project are because of the intervention or something else. So basically, we're comparing the people that receive the self-help booklets, that group, to the people who don't, to see if there are any improvements over time. So if the study shows that the booklets are helpful, like they did with the anxiety study, then if you're in the group that don't receive the booklets, you will receive the booklets as soon as the study is complete. And we're aiming for that to be in 2024. So we're recruiting adults with pulmonary hypertension who feel that they have low mood or depression. As I said earlier, you don't need to have received a formal diagnosis to take part. And we're looking for around 90 of you. So we do need quite a lot and would really appreciate your support. But as this is a self-help intervention, it isn't suitable for people who are experiencing thoughts of self-harm or suicide. And we recognise that this might well be the case for some people. And we would advise you contact your GP if that is the case, and know that you aren't alone if that is the case. So if you'd like to sign up to take part, all the information is on the PHA UK website, and the web address is on the screen now. I aim to publish the findings in scientific journals that are read by people around the world, and the research will hopefully help people and make a difference. So it would be great if you'd consider taking part.